Hello. Okay, this video is going to help you to complete your assignment homework 2. The focus in this video is to install the required softwares like MySQL Community Server 5.6, MySQL Workbench Client 6.2. So you need to install both the softwares in a particular order. First, you install MySQL Community Server 5.6. So this is the assignment description, the homework 2. In the homework 2, I have provided the link to download your MySQL 5.6 community server. So you can kind of copy this link and click and open the link in another window, right? And once your MySQL community server download page is open, scroll down, and if your system is a 64-bit system, I suggest you can use the installer directly rather. I mean, there are various download options provided here. I'll pick this recommended download. It says MySQL installer 5.6 for Windows. I'll kind of select this option one. It says Windows MySQL installer MSI. Click upon download, and it says MySQL installer is 32-bit, but will install both 32-bit and 64-bit binaries. So it's very simple. We'll just select the Windows 32-bit binary, and we'll kind of download this option. And once the download is ready, it will ask you to skip this begin your download page. On this, it will ask you to log in, but there's an option you can say no thanks, just start my download. Select that option, and once your download is completed, kind of open the folder, and once your download folder is open, right, I'm going to select it, maximize it, and your MSI file installer file is downloaded. Just click upon the MySQL installer, and it will start the MySQL installation, right? So the first step is to accept the license terms and select the MySQL installer options are given, like choosing a setup type. I think I'll select the developer's default, right? And kind of or you can use full, but I think right now developer's default, the default option is more suitable for us. Click upon next, and it says check your requirements. Installer will attempt to resolve some of this automatically. The requirement marked as manual cannot be resolved automatically, right? So I think it will resolve automatically, so we click next. It is saying one or more product requirement have not been satisfied. So it's going to tell that some of the missing requirements would be installed. Select, if you want to select yes, you can select yes, and it's ready to download all these options, right? And installation, press execute to upgrade the following products. Okay, we can click execute, then Workbench will be installed directly. So let's see. It started the download. Okay, it's installing MySQL Workbench 6.3.7. Once that is done, it will install the remaining softwares, and you can see the status is kind of still installing. And once it is complete, right? And it's going to install MySQL Server 5.6, Workbench also, and also the MySQL connector, the driver. Once this is done, whatever is required is installed, and you can just click continue, and it is going to ask to configure MySQL Server. I mean, here we are going to keep the default options like the connectivity aspects, the port number, and the other things. We are going to keep this type and networking default options, whatever has been shown to you. Just remember that the port number, which is your port number, right here, because it would be needed for connectivity aspects. So when you use Workbench and you want to connect to the MySQL server, then you'll need this port number. So always note this port number, right? By default it is 3306. Then click next, and if you want to give a password, you can always give the password. Right now, let's say I'm going to give admin, and once this is done, let's click. This is the root account, right? If you give a password, then you need to remember this password. Suppose I give for the root account, I give the password admin, and right, and then click next. So this would be needed when you connect to the database from Workbench client, right? Once this is done, we click next, and we finally select the execute option. So we're going to apply the server configuration. It will start the server, and if your server has started successfully, right, it's finished. It's ready now. Now the configuration of MySQL server is complete, and then click next, and you're all set to use your Workbench. So it will directly open MySQL Workbench, and you can see you will have your local instance here. Click upon local instance, and it will ask you to use the password. It's admin, and you are ready. Let's see the status of our server. Select the server menu and the startup and shutdown option from the menu, and you can see your server has already started. If it says the database server instance running, it means your server is already started and Workbench client is connected to your server already. And you can see you have a sample schema available here. Thereafter, I can open the SQL tab from here, and I can type create. I can create my own database, create database, university, and I'm going to execute it, right? The database has been created successfully. You can refresh it, and it's kind of available here, right? And it's all set. So once you're done this, your database is created, and you can then again open SQL tab, and you can type the statement use university. So it will become the current database. You can put semicolon after the statement, execute it, and I think the spelling. Oh, I typed it wrong when I created the database. So just check whether you type the correct name, right? And once you use university, this becomes the current database as shown here, right? So this is like a supplementary video which shows you how to do the installation of MySQL server. I hope this is simple and easy, correct? Okay, thank you.